Howdy folks, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Hearts of Iron number 4, which we're currently playing as Turkey, or rather the neo-Ottoman Empire. So let's load the last saved game. As you can see, that didn't take too long. Anyways, my name is Sonelias. Let's see where we left off. We were in the midst of invading Britain. How are we doing that? Well, some of the front is performing quite well. Other parts of the front are suffering poor results. Anyways, all of these actually have got issues in terms of resupply. Something I need to do something about. So I'm just going to push through into more of this other terrain here. There's not that many units opposing us, but it's really a matter of the enemy is actually there in presence as such. Let's see. I had troops located over here in India and so forth, and I had actually given orders for those to move back. Question is, have they actually started moving already or not? Okay, there is some movement as you can see. Also got these units here, and there's still a bit of France over here. And it's my intent to really try to cut these guys off as much as possible. Let's go back to the other front that we were actually operating on. Just double check all the units that I actually have, where they are located. So as you can see, we are actually preparing here for another invasion, in this instance of Malta. To try to whittle down all the units as much as we can. Okay. Still got any units here? Yep, we're still engaged in battle here. A significant number of our ships, as you'll see, is engaged in a naval battle. Versus the British, we got lots of our transports that actually seem to be lost here as well. Ooh, the numbers have increased to 25. So that brings us up to 25 versus 25. Now, have I got numbers in terms of ships that I could actually reallocate from here towards another sector? I should in theory be able to take this fleet here and reallocate them to this location here. Let's see how we can do here. As you can see, there's more troops moving here. More troops moving to here. Troops at our disposal here as well. Let's start moving some of these further into there. So we lost 6 versus there 2 plus a number of planes. Our numbers have been reduced somewhat. We still have ships here patrolling. Oh, they're being repaired, that's why. Let's take these troops here, push them into there. These troops can go into there. Scandinavian intervention. I haven't actually checked out the actual trees here. Anyways, Parliament debates intervention in Scandinavia. Bit late on that, but okay. We got an empty slot here, and we're going to allocate that to... what should I allocate it to? I could do the heavy fighter, or I could actually go for this tree here. I'm going to go for this tree here, I think. Further transport ships of mine have been pushed back. Dutch and British as well as South Africans have started invading Holland, it looks like. Here as well now. So we seem to be establishing a little bit of perimeter here, which is good. Let's see how far back we can push these guys here. Using, of course, as many of the troops as we can. Is the rest of our army at the moment? Is it still all the way over in India? It does look like it, doesn't it? They're getting closer. They're no longer in India. They're actually in Iran at the moment. So public transport does serve its purpose here. Well, public transport, mass transit, I should say. Where he is at the moment. Just need a little bit of extra troops here, it looks like. And down here, pretty okay. Again, we're basically taking over that naval base there with that, at least that's my intent. We took over some other naval, or at least supporting facilities here. Factories and so forth. Unread naval results. So we had lost another one of our ships there, unfortunately. Low manpower is what we get told, which is, yeah, okay, happens. So we have got a need for steel. And we could potentially ask Spain for some. So we got surpluses in this. Am I actually delivering anything? No, nothing in that. Same in the oil. I shouldn't be getting anything delivered in chromium. I should have the same. I should actually be exporting substantial numbers of that. More in terms of reports. Let's go through all of them. Okay, so let's go back to where we were at the moment. So these guys here. I should be able to execute that plan here for these guys. Okay, so we're at 21 out of 35 days in terms of preparation. So not quite there yet. That is improving. Let's see progress. Take Norwich. Which was successful in taking that port all there. Perfect. Norwich is ours. That actually shortens the front, but it also makes it possible for me to use these troops to reinforce that over here. At the same time, I should be able to use these troops here to carry on to that terrain there. Into here, forcing it as much as we can. whole raft of British troops here. Just got a little corner of that terrain really in our hands at the moment. Alright, let's reallocate this. So we're going to set it to be... I want to set that new maneuver base. Control and right click. Right. We now want to basically set this to search and destroy. Reinforcing the rest of our fleet there. Light cruiser number 3, which is over here. That's research number 4. How are we doing on the front line here? Doing pretty okay, I would say. Some of those fronts. Again, different angles of potential attack we're using here. We're still researching our own carriers, which is further down here. So we just completed that one, as you can see. Okay, just completed now. It's almost completed. We got 3 civilian factories. Now let's deal with that in a minute. Let's first see what we can do to actually push the British out of London. Getting our hands on London would be great. Look at how many troops they got though. It's a substantial number of troops they got. Troops arrived. They've started arriving here, as you can see. So what I actually want to do with these guys here, I want to send them over there. Port city, so they should be able to move over. Just have to rest up a little bit. Let's do that again. Search and destroy. We have lost more of our ships here, unfortunately. Still here. Pushing to attack. Far than expected. Okay. Total weight of divisions. So let's do this differently. Let's do this in smaller chunks. Nope, still doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Let's make ourselves some invasion plans here. Not in the right position, that's why. We need to be in Dunkirk here. That is not a port. There's only a port over there in Dunkirk. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Anyways, I got the civilian factories free, as I said. So what can I actually do to improve my infrastructure? So let's actually have a look at the infrastructure here as it stands. Supply. Nope. We are looking for infrastructure. There should be a good view of that. Actually, I think that this might be a good view already. tells me exactly how much infrastructure I have. Actually do the arrows that you see here tell me exactly how much supplies I can actually move forward here if I needed to. Can actually improve infrastructure in some bits quite substantially, as you can see. Alright, let's get back to our battle view. So as you can see, I've got these troops ready here now. Let's run over here. It's a huge number anyways. The most pressing issue here for me though is the extra strength. The strength of that second column, and actually it's relatively low, as you can see. So in terms of the army, we've got a fair number in training, we've still got a fair number in use. In terms of in training, I can actually tell the system to deploy these straight away. Alright, I can do the same for these infantry troops. I can't do it for the modern army, unfortunately, just because I haven't actually set a location for that. Anything else? Not at the moment, I think. Let's move all of these troops here to the front as well. New units here also moving towards the front. Let's actually use the infrastructure here to move with the infrastructure. In terms of strength, they're at good numbers. Just in terms of the rest, not really. Alright, let's put a bit more focus into what we can actually do over here. To try to push some of these British guys out. I'm going to push into that particular province here. Troops are landing here. Looks good. Steel, it looks like. I need to buy more from Sweden, it looks like. Unfortunately, these guys here are not able to supply what I need. Hungary is not able to supply me either. Let's see how we're going to do that. Anyways, let's move these troops down here. Troops into there. So only really one army unit left in that particular province, which is looks like a South African army unit. But yeah, as you can see, our leadership skills are substantially better than theirs. Of course, they are surrounded. over shortly, in addition to this section here, which I believe is Sussex. As well. Armor onto this as well. We've still got insufficient in terms of resources, so we need more steel. Who can we actually do a bit of trade with? Finland might be able to supply me with some. Argentina is relatively weak in terms of being able to supply stuff, but okay. Spain might be able to do more. Let's ask the Swedish if they're actually able to supply me more. I'm not quite sure. Trade influence. Okay. I need rubber as well. Let's see where I can get myself some more rubber. Sweden, Portugal, nope. It's really Siam that should be the main party that contributes to that. I've got no template. Modern tank destroyer. Okay. That's fine. Let's leave that for the moment. Lots of naval battles taking place here, and as you can see, we are still losing some ships. There's a little to be done about that. Yeah, but we do need to patrol this area here quite heavily to be able to, of course, maintain control of this channel. Which I suspect that we've lost for the most extent. Okay. Let's focus in on the actual land part of the battles here. Looks like southern England here, or southeastern part of England is going to get fully into my hands. Still some battles taking place here on the sea in the Mediterranean as well. Luckily our aerial superiority is helping out there. Vichy France. Now, okay, we took over this particular position. Nicely done. Let's reinforce that attack. As we can. Not sure why the Germans haven't actually gone into taking over Britain, but. I guess if they want this to become neo-Ottoman Empire territory, then so be it. Australian, Canadian, British. There's a large multitude of different nationalities here fighting together. What I need to do here is I need to push into this province here, Worcestershire. then basically cut off the southern part off from the northern part of the country. That way I should be able to eliminate actual units of theirs quite easily. Look at the defenses they built there. It's the coastal defense they built. These naval forts and so forth. Individually. Manpower levels are dropping significantly at the moment, yes, because of course we are involved in so many front attacks here. Perfect. In terms of actually air superiority, it is looks to me quite nicely going well. Actually, it says an enemy has area superiority, which makes sense. There seems to be an invasion that is put up in here. Our enemy naval invasion target these states. The naval invasion is taking place here as well, or at least they're planning that. Let's go through all these encounters again. Let's actually go back to our proper production management here. So need for rubber aluminum. Interesting. So let's send the request to them. Well. Maybe not. Let's leave that as is for the moment. Substantial numbers of troops moving either into or through Birmingham. Just completely research and logistics here. Stay at this level here. Birmingham is ours. fairly aggressive here in terms of attacks. Some luck and all of that. These units are fully surrounded. It's quite a substantial number, as you can see. And again, if you look at the southern part here, Norwegian troops, Canadian troops, American troops, etc. That of course does mean that Norway is still one of our enemies. What are we actually doing in terms of diplomacy versus them? We can actually boost the party popularity to see what we can actually do in terms of influence in that nation's politics. Let's see what we can do in terms of pushing further. Get to. Push to there. So there's very substantial numbers, as you can see. There's some troops now. Fresh troops I can actually assign to the command of this here. Anyways, I think it's about time for us to call it a day. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pause the game itself, and we're actually going to save away the game as, of course, the next part in the series. This is episode number 43. Hopefully you did enjoy the fact that we actually have finally pushed further into the British Isles here and started taking more of that terrain. But yeah, hopefully next episode we'll be able to push the occupying or the defending parties here further back, and hopefully we'll be able to take the entire England as well as Scotland, hopefully. Either ways, thanks again for joining me. Hopefully you didn't like it, and just leave the comments down below if you have any comments for me. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye bye.